Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. Greensboro Transit Agency is partnering with PhD One Love Laboratory to provide no-cost COVID-19 testing services for the public. The Charlotte-based accredited and HIPAA-compliant agency will provide oral swab PCR COVID testing on-site in the GTA meeting room at the J. Douglas Galleon Depot, located on East Washington Street. The walk-up testing will be conducted on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Test results are sent electronically within 72 hours. Participants are required to show photo identification and, if they have one, a current insurance card. Reservations are not required, but for faster processing, visitors are encouraged to pre-register online. All visitors are required to wear face coverings while on transit property. By providing a convenient location for residents to obtain a rapid test, GTA is helping to move Greensboro that much closer to a COVID-free community. For more information about the free COVID testing, please visit the city's website. The Guilford County Board of Commissioners, in its dual role as the County Board of Health, will meet to review public health metrics as it relates to COVID-19 in order to evaluate the following options: to repeal the Board of Health rule related to the reinstatement of mask mandates implemented in January, hold the Board of Health rule as written to expire on February 27, 2022, or amend the Board of Health rule to extend expiration until the board's next regular scheduled meeting on March 3, 2022, and to transact any other necessary business. The meeting will take place at 5:30 p.m. on Thursday, February 17th. These items will be considered during the Board of County Commissioners' regularly scheduled meeting. The County Board of Commissioners meet on the second floor of the County Administration Building located at 301 West Market Street. The meeting will also be broadcast here on GTN, Zoom, and streamed live on the county's website and Facebook page. The Commission on the Status of Women is conducting the 2022 Women of Greensboro survey. This is open to women who are at least 18 years old and have lived in Greensboro for at least 1 year. The survey is anonymous, and results will be compiled and shared with the Greensboro City Council and local community partners to enhance and improve the lives of women in Greensboro. To make sure a variety of women's voices is heard and to increase accessibility, the survey is also available online in Spanish and French with printed copies in Arabic. A printed version of the survey in English, Spanish, French, and Arabic will be available at the Central Library located at 219 North Church Street. For more information, contact the Human Rights Department at 336-373-2038. The city developed a partnership with Cone Health to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
Coronavirus is in the community and we have to adjust to its presence, but it doesn't mean you can't live your lives. We just want you to be safe. A lot of people are beginning to go back out and do things, so let's talk about some ways to stay safe. When you're out in public, it's important that you always bring your mask. A helpful tip is to just go ahead and mark the outside of your mask with a marker. That way you can keep track of which side is outside and which side is inside. It's very important that you wear your mask the proper way. You take the loop of the mask, go ahead and put that behind your ear, making sure it's secure, and then tuck it under your chin and cover your nose. When you remove your mask, you do the same thing. You do the reverse. You're going to go ahead and take the loop off your ear, and then you're going to pull your mask down. Don't grab the front of the mask. Just go ahead and pull it off of your face, and then wash your hands. If you wear a cloth mask, wash it and dry it with high heat in the dryer. Don't just keep wearing the same mask over and over. Cough into your sleeve. Still practice good hand hygiene. Wash your hands every time you touch your mask. It's not 100% of a seal, but it decreases the risk of cross-contamination if someone talks or sneezes, and also prevents you from getting someone else sick. Wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds. The proper technique is to make sure that you wash from the fingertips all the way to your wrist, allowing your hands to get in full contact with the soap, lathering completely and rinsing. Items like pens, doorknobs, keyboards, remote controls, we call those high contact surfaces. Bring your own pen, save yourself some time with having to decontaminate everything. Also clean off your steering wheel. Many of us eat in the car and we're rushing, so we eat our meal, touch the steering wheel, we touch our cell phones, and we can also contaminate ourselves that way. So wash your hands often and make sure that you are using your hand sanitizer when you're out and about. If you choose to wear gloves, they're single-use items, so you want to discard your gloves, not touching multiple surfaces because you'll contaminate everything. When out in public or with groups larger than 5 or 10 people, you always want to maintain social distancing. That means that you maintain about 6 feet between you and the next person when possible. It's also important to avoid crowded spaces when you can. Many places are beginning to limit how many people they let into stores, but you could do that on your own by just scanning the room and then waiting until the crowd passes. If you have symptoms of coronavirus, stay home, call one of the many clinics at Cone Health and you can do a virtual visit, and we'll talk with you about testing. Coronavirus is in our community, so as we adjust to this new normal, we want you to continue to live your lives. Just to remember to keep safe, keeping each other protected by following these tips.
A campaign is underway in Greensboro to save migrating birds, and activity resumes at the ever-popular farmers market. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The City of Greensboro, in partnership with the T. Gilbert Pearson Audubon Society and local businesses, established a plan to protect migrating birds while conserving energy. The program, called Lights Out, begins March 15th and will take place annually from March 15th to May 31st and again from September 10th to November 30th. This voluntary initiative asks the management of tall buildings and large facilities in Greensboro to turn off or block as many external and internal building lights as possible from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. during those peak migration seasons. According to the National Audubon Society's statistics, collisions with glass windows cause as many as 1 billion bird deaths in the U.S. each year. During migration, intense lighting can cause birds to collide with windows or walls or cause them to circle in confusion. The program is also expected to reduce local light pollution. Greensboro previously implemented switching off non-critical lights at night in city government buildings, helping to implement the GSO 2040 Comprehensive Plan goals for sustainability and energy conservation and contributing to the Lead for Cities recertification. For more information or to participate in the Lights Out program, visit the Audubon Society's website. The city's Transgender Task Force is holding its monthly community meeting at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, February 16th. Participants and the public can join the meeting via Zoom using meeting ID 967-7312-6553 or join by phone by calling 301-715-8592. The Transgender Task Force was created with the support and direction of the Human Rights Department to address the varying needs of the transgender communities in Greensboro. The task force examines rules, policies, and procedures that create discriminatory barriers for those who identify as transgender. The success of the task force is based on community participation by those who are directly impacted. Also on the meeting calendar, the city's International Advisory Committee, or IAC, will hold its regular monthly meeting at 5 p.m. on Thursday, February 17th. Participants and the public can join the meeting via Zoom using meeting ID 961-9238-7706 or join by phone by calling 929-205-6099. The IAC is an advisory committee of the Human Rights Commission and is comprised of individuals whose national origin is outside the U.S. and who represent Greensboro's diverse international community. The IAC's mission is to ensure the voice of the international community is heard, share its successes, and present its concerns to the Human Rights Commission and Greensboro City Council. For more information about either meeting, please call 336-373-2038. The winter market at the Greensboro Farmers Curb Market is held indoors and outdoors, showcasing 24 vendors. Several recently approved vendors will be joining the market, including new growers, food artisans, and crafters. The market will host its annual Love Your Local French Toast fundraiser breakfast on Saturday, February 19th from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Guest chef Tracy Furman prepares a delicious French toast plate made with farm-fresh eggs from Massey Creek Farms and sourdough artisan locally baked bread from Piedmont International Bakery. Breakfast will be served to dine in or take out. Plates can be pre-ordered in the market or online at a minimum donation of $8 per dish. Proceeds from the monthly fundraisers are vital to support the Greensboro Farmers Market to underwrite food security program operations. For more information, visit the market's website. Greensboro's new city manager is in his third week on the job. The former City of Charlotte administrator is convening community to accomplish big goals. Coming up after the break, we'll speak one-on-one with Taiwo Jayoba about what's in store in his first 100 days. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. After a nationwide search, Greensboro's new city manager hails from the Queen City. The former assistant city manager of Charlotte has specific goals for the growth and economic vitality of the Gate City. Joining me now to outline his plans for the first 100 days in office is city manager Taiwo Jayoba. Hello, Tai. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
And thank you for joining me. Now, how would you describe your first 3 weeks on the job?
It's been welcoming. Everybody has been very engaged in actually asking me how I'm doing, how I'm settling in, adjusting to a new environment. So it has been really welcoming. And I also feel that it's been easy to integrate because people really want to know more, not just about the technical part of your life, but also your personal life. So it's been very engaging.
Wonderful. Well, welcome aboard, and we're so glad to have you.
Thank you.
You do have very specific goals outlined for your first 100 days in office. What do those areas of focus consist of?
So prior to my arrival here, we actually just landed 2 economic development opportunities, the Toyota EV battery plant and also the Boom Supersonic factory. And priority of mine is to continue building on that momentum, so that way we continue to create jobs. So that's going to be a focus. In the first 100 days, of course, I want to make sure that I'm out in the community. People get to know who I am. I'm talking about public safety, housing, mobility, opportunities. But while doing that at the same time, it's really also getting to familiarize myself with city operations. So in the first 100 days, it's really got to introduce myself to the community, meet people one-on-one, meet people in groups, knowing the city, understanding the things that make Greensboro, Greensboro.
Okay, that is a great plan, and you've already hit the ground running with that. So what about Greensboro appealed to you enough to want to leave Charlotte?
Of course, people ask that question. I always think that it's because opportunity is aligned with purpose. One of the things that I've always wanted to do for me career-wise is become a chief executive officer of an organization. And when the Greensboro opportunity came up, I felt it aligned with my purpose professionally. And so I started to research Greensboro as the 3rd largest city in the state. And I found out a number of things. One, it's easy to navigate in terms of how you connect with different places. And also the arts and culture environment in Greensboro is very attractive. I felt it's a great place to raise a family, but also it's a place that's really midpoint between the coast and the mountains. And so it's 300,000 people, an opportunity to be able to demonstrate and showcase, use Greensboro to showcase and model what's possible for mid-sized American cities, which again, I would say is one of the goals of Greensboro, to become the best mid-sized American city by 2040. That's a goal that should inspire anyone.
Yes, I'm inspired just hearing that. And we have so many, as you said, attributes that make Greensboro appealing.
Yes.
People come to visit and then they turn around and become an actual resident, from
Yes.
tourist to resident. So we're doing something right, and you're going to
Definitely.
build on that. Now, how are you acclimating to the employees and familiarizing yourself with city operations?
So with the first week, I did a meet and greet with our 3,500 some employees and really getting to know people, but also did some introduction to the different department heads and kind of getting to understand the things that keep them awake at night, and that I should also understand, because that will be what I will be dealing with over the next several years. But at the same time, though, I have a lot of opportunities to do ride along with different departments, whether they be the police, fire, spend some time with 911, and also with neighborhood development, and understanding some of the things that make us tick. So I'm going out to the field, I'm meeting people in the office and doing the virtual calls, as you know, but also getting out there. It's really one of the things that I've spent time doing over the last 3 weeks.
And so far, from what you've observed, are you impressed with the resources we have available for our employees?
I am absolutely impressed. I truly believe that this city has come a long way, and there's so many people who are well qualified, and people have been here who really love being at the city for quite a while. And so that gives you a sense of stability, an organization that's stable, and also people who really, truly, genuinely care about their city. And so I hear from people all the time, and not just residents, but even employees who are saying, how can we do this better? I think that's the type of place you want to be. So I've been impressed by the type of quality of staff that we have.
Wonderful. And speaking of hearing from folks who are reaching out to you directly, how can residents connect with you as you are trying to determine the needs of our community?
So we've been going out on the listening sessions, district by district. I'd like people to continue to come out, but at some point that will also come to an end by March, when we finish that, and we will start another one. But over time, on a day-to-day basis, people can email, they can call. I'm already getting emails. I still responded to one this morning, phone calls, and opportunities when I'm out in the community for people. But I've also been getting invitations from such as the Rotary Club, United Way, and so I'm open to the opportunity to get out and really be able to talk about the mission and the vision of the city of Greensboro, and the type of culture that we have in this environment, and the things that we really want to build upon, so that we can get community buy-in and ideas as to how we can move forward.
And speaking of the buy-in, you will be administering a community survey?
Yes, we will be having a community survey, which hopefully will start in the coming week. And we are hopeful that as we have that community survey and we overlay the results from the community survey on the input we're receiving from listening sessions, I'm hopeful that a pattern will start to emerge as to what is the community asking me to make priorities over the next several years. And that will be something that I'm able to convey to our staff, who at the end of the day will be the implementers of this.
Okay, well, it's a pleasure to welcome you to the G Team. Thank you for stopping in and talking with our viewers. I'm sure folks are going to add the listening sessions to their calendars and attend the future meetings that are coming up. Do come back and let us know the outcome of the community survey.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Carla, for having me.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council has resumed meeting in the Katie Dorset Council Chamber on level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The Parks and Recreation Departments for the City of Greensboro and Guilford County are hosting a community conversation. Residents can attend the virtual meeting to learn about the future of the Bryan Park North property. The virtual meeting will take place from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, February 16th. You can register to participate via Zoom. Not to be confused with the city's Bryan Park. Bryan Park North is more than 530 forested acres of open space located in Brown Summit near Lake Townsend. The jointly owned city and county property contains equestrian and mountain bike trails, plus an airfield for remote control planes. A 2015 Bryan Park at Guilford County master plan explored adding amenities such as more trails, soccer and lacrosse fields, space for RV camping, picnic shelters, a spray ground, and a playground. The city and county are now working to update the plan to determine if those amenities are still desired or if new amenities should be included, set timelines for future development, and an update on the cost estimates. For more information, visit the project website. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, let's meet our neighbors who boomeranged back to Greensboro.
My name is Phoebe Murray, and I am a consultant in workforce retention and recruitment. I came back from the Triangle area because my family was ready to settle down and buy a home. Charles and I are fortunate that we're both primarily remote workers, so we have the flexibility to work from home at this point in our lives when we're trying to spend as much time as possible together with our family and watching our daughter grow up.
My name is JT Job, and I'm a software developer at Innovations for Learning. I left Greensboro in 2005, and it's changed so much since then. Greensboro is great for my career. Since I work remotely as a developer, there's a fantastic community of people working at a co-working space downtown. I love living in Fisher Park because it's so beautiful. The architecture, the trees, everything that you get with the historic district. And we have the beautiful actual park in the middle of the neighborhood that's just a great place to go walking with your dog.
My family and I love to just get out for walks in the neighborhood. We pop into Deep Roots and pick up groceries to cook for dinner. We love strolling around Fisher Park. It's just a beautiful neighborhood to live in.
I like to joke that this is the second pandemic our home's been through. It was built in 1913, so we know it's over 100 years old. My wife Keela and I are expecting our first, and we couldn't be happier to be bringing her up in this beautiful house in this great neighborhood.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The deadline to submit project ideas for the fourth cycle of participatory budgeting is March 31st. The city will provide $500,000 from the 2023-24 budget to fund projects or programs recommended by residents. Simply complete the online idea form, which is available on the city's website in English and Spanish. PB Greensboro is a democratic process where residents propose ideas, volunteers develop them into projects for the ballot, and residents age 14 and older vote on which ideas get funding. Greensboro was the first city in the South to implement participatory budgeting in 2015. Since then, more than 70 projects have been approved by residents. For more information about PB Greensboro, visit the city's website. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Neighborhood Development Department. Residents can access an online portal to submit lead paint grant applications. The city's Lead Safe Greensboro program has streamlined its grant application process with an online portal. This program provides grants to pay for reducing lead-based paint hazards. Households may qualify if there are children younger than 6 living in or frequently visiting your home or rental unit, or if the dwelling has been built prior to 1978. Funding is available for lead paint-related construction work, such as replacing windows and doors and wrapping exterior trim at these dwellings. For more details, visit the city's website. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro, and now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.